Okay, welcome to another tier list video, and today we're talking about the spin-off games from the Warriors game series. It's gonna be an interesting one, but I think I'm gonna have to do it in a way where, you know, most of the time I don't have to say a lot about these games because they're generally not that interesting. They don't have a lot to offer, so maybe this is gonna be a much faster tier list. But let's just start before I talk too much. So the first game that I want to talk about really quick is this one. It's called Fate Samurai Remnant. I don't know what it is. I've tried it once. It's not really a Warriors game, but it's published by the same people. I can't say too much about it. The only thing I can say is it's pretty bad. And I never want to see it ever again. That's all I have to say. But there's another game that's immediately the next one in F tier, because, you know, a lot of them are in F tier. It's Kessen 3. I don't know why they made this game, because it's just one of the worst games ever. It has no reason to exist. It just exists because it exists. And most Kessen players in most Kessen communities don't even like this game. They don't even accept this game as a Kessen game because it's not Kessen, it's whatever. It makes no sense because Nobunaga, at least you start as Nobunaga, and then there's like stuff you can unlock. Otherwise, I don't know how far this game goes because I just didn't like the gameplay. It makes no sense. It's like playing Dynasty Warriors, but you are the entire army at once. Pretty bad. Not much else to say about this game besides I don't like this game. I never want to play it again. Then we have Pirate Warriors 4. I don't know how people could play this game. It's not at all fun. It's just like Dynasty Warriors 9, like the normal one, or Samurai Warriors 5. It's just holding the R1 button and doing nothing, besides like pressing random buttons. I mean, yeah, I guess it shows more of the One Piece story, and you can like destroy buildings. But the problem with this game is also that they leave out so much stuff. The time skips are getting bigger and bigger in every single game, and it's just stupid because most of the interesting things happen in the older games, not this game. So you're missing out on so much story, it's unbelievable. So yeah, that's why it's so low. Let's move on to the next bad game. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hoax. I don't know much about Fire Emblem. The only thing I know is that this game is pretty bad, because 99% of all the animations are just cloned from Dynasty Warriors 8. Like, there's so much from Dynasty Warriors 8 that they took for some reason, and it's generally not fun. Like, the progression is boring, the story is boring, the characters are boring. I don't know, I can't make the game much better than it is. You know, like, what am I supposed to do? It's just not a good game. And then for the last game in F tier, we have Kessen 1. It's not a game, it's a movie where you can just press to continue every time, with like the one difference that you can select the special attacks that your troops can use, or like what weapons they select. Wow, what an interesting game. That's about as good as these automatically playing games on phones, like where you don't have to do anything. It's not a very good game in that way. I don't even know if it's historically accurate, but you have two story modes. One that you unlock after finishing the first one, if you ever get to that point, if you're not gonna stop it because of boredom. Because this game will bore you so much that you don't want to play it anymore. Because it's just not good. That's the problem. Like, it could be better. For the time, it was probably one of the best games. I don't know. It was the first PlayStation 2 game ever. I even have that specific Japanese version with the number 1, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it has a version 1.0 and version 1.1, and I also have both of them. But doesn't make the game much better, you know? Doesn't help the game. Then we're gonna move on to the E tier with Samurai Warriors Katana. Now some people are asking why is it not in the Samurai Warriors list? Well, because it's not Samurai Warriors, it's trash. You know, you basically have this Wii remote thing and you just swing it around like crazy and hope that you win. I never got past the second stage. I don't know how to win in this game. I tried so much. For like months and months I've tried. I never got past stage 2. Not a good game. Not any kind of like, it's not good for beginners, you know. Like there's no intuitive gameplay. You have to hope that you win. I never even got close to winning. So it's not my type of game. Not the best game. But it's based on Samurai Warriors 2. Also like 1 extra point that it gets. Then the next one is Dynasty Warriors Gundam Reborn. Is this the right one? Yeah, it's the right one. Gundam. What can I say about it? Giant, not really robots, Gundam suits, I guess. I don't even know if you can call it a suit if the thing is 1,000 times bigger than you, but they're just fighting other Gundams with like whatever you can find. The problem with Reborn is that it uses the same 5 stages over and over. It's nothing special. It's like Hyrule Warriors but worse. It's also slightly based on Samurai Warriors, so it has a little bit of that gameplay style as well. But I never got further than that. I'm not really interested in Gundam. I mean, there are some other Gundam games that I like more, but this one is just... It has the problem Hyrule Warriors has. It has 10 unique stages at best that repeat all over the time, all over the place. In every single mode, whatever you do, it's just the same stages over and over again for no reason. And that's not fun. Like, I know that in older Warriors games you already didn't have that many maps, but you know what? At least you didn't play on all of them all the time, so some of them were still unique. None of those ones are unique, especially when you play Hyrule Warriors. Those maps aren't unique either, but at least the game is better. Well, except for this one. I know we're gonna get another one in the same engine, and I'm not gonna play it. That will be literally the first time I will never ever play a Hyrule Warriors again. Because this, at least this version here in the list, is Age of Calamity. I don't know why it exists. It's not even what they promised. Oh yeah, you can finally see how the Calamity happened. Yeah, but you know, Calamity Ganon gets destroyed in the game, so technically the timeline of Breath of the Wild never happened. And that also means the timeline of Tears of the Kingdom never happens. So technically, the only thing we did was prevent the Calamity from happening, not how the Calamity happened. We're not getting shown what happened, we're only getting shown what could have been. Because the moment this little egg traveled through time, you immediately knew, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Like, you know, the time's gonna change. And that is why time travel should be illegal in any dimension. Because this is what happens. We were promised to know how the Calamity happened. Who knew that we're not gonna get that? And the next game we're gonna get, I don't even know how they're gonna incorporate that. Is it gonna happen that the thing is not gonna travel through time after Breath of the Wild, but instead in a different universe it's gonna travel back in time in Tears of the Kingdom? Why? I don't know, I didn't listen to the story because, you know, I'm done with Hyrule Warriors. I'm generally done with Nintendo stuff, mostly. But the game isn't really the best. I mean, it can be fun, like, there's a lot of enemies on the field, a lot more than in the first one, I think. But, you know, for something that nobody knew until this point, I don't like the Golems, or whatever they're called. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. Like, every time I play Hyrule Warriors, they're the first ones to go. But yeah, it's like, I don't like the game. Generally, I've never been someone who played the Zelda games besides Hyrule Warriors. And, yeah, okay, I played Wind Waker, like, the first 10 minutes of the story here, and, like, the first 50 minutes of Skyward Sword, and the first 10 seconds of Breath of the Wild until the axe broke, until I couldn't destroy any trees anymore. And then I was just bored, and then I immediately put the game away. So, you know, I'm not someone who plays the Zelda games a lot. Could also be a reason why I don't like those games, but yeah, let's continue. Dynasty Warriors Gundam 1. Generally, it's just another Gundam game. Still don't know the difference between them. It's just Gundam suits fighting Gundam suits for no reason. Playing in a rather futuristic world, you know. Saying futuristic in this day and age is about as not accurate as saying that we're closer to the Stone Age than the future, because we have about 70% of all of the things that people said we're gonna have that in 1,000 years. Yeah, we already have most of that. So we're not far away from actually having stuff like that happen. But yeah, I don't like Gundam. I think I have nothing else to say about this. Then in the D tier we have Gundam 2. Same reason for Gundam 1. It's just not a game that I play a lot, even though, yeah, I played Gundam 2 on PlayStation 2. But that's about it. It's not really the best Gundam game either. I've only played one of the Gundam games a lot. And that's the only one where I'm gonna talk about a lot more. But, yeah, the next one, and this one, is Kessen 2. Actually, the Kessen I like the most. More like because of nostalgia. Because it reminds me of the time when I wasn't one of the best Dynasty Warriors players in the world. I like the story. I like how the game works. I also know that Dynasty Warriors Origins stole the stuff from the game as well. An amalgamation of all the Warriors games. But the good thing about Kessen 2 is that it actually works this time. It's the only Kessen that is actually good because you can actually play characters. And but you don't have to play them, obviously, but they have some powers that they can use, which is pretty cool. Like when you play Zhuge Liang and he just sends an earthquake through the world, and then it opens up the earth and everything just gets destroyed. It's a very cool game for a game that was released in the year 2001. It is definitely ahead of its time in the way the game tries to do things. Obviously today, having a game like that would be even better, but for the time, it was definitely visually one of the most impressive games. It might seem boring if you play it, but it's a lot of fun. That's why also the reason why I play this game like every 5 years at least once, like all of it, because it's just that memorable. Next one is Dynasty Tactics 1. Also kinda strategy game like Kessen 2 and Kessen 1. But the difference is that this time it's actually like the, what is it called? A little bit like chess, where you have like these squares and you can move around. Many people know this from like all of these other games. Like I don't remember exactly what they're called, but yeah, it's a very nice game. You also have like special tactics you can use. One of them is like incredibly overpowered. You can attack from like all sides, and it's obviously more powerful if you attack from the sides or from behind, because then they don't see it coming. You have a lot of story, but it's definitely a lot more difficult than the second game. But the second game has more story, so you know, obviously always something that makes the games better or worse depending on what they actually have in comparison. Then we're moving on to C tier, and we immediately start with Pirate Warriors 1. The one that I played the most actually. I think it's fun because it also has some of the more detailed early story. But the problem is that it gets boring incredibly easily. That's like with most Pirate Warriors games, or actually with all of them. Like, they're so boring after a while because it's just the same over and over and over again. It's more about the story than the gameplay actually. Also because you don't have to watch the anime. Because if you watch the anime, you're probably 50 if you're done when you watch all of it. And the games at least show you a very coherent version of the story in a small package. That's very nice. But that's all about the game that I can say right now. Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3. The best Gundam. It is the most fun. It makes a lot of the stuff better. The Gundams actually look very good. It's probably the one that looks the best. The gameplay is very fun. It's easy to find your way into the game. I like the story a little bit more, and I like some of the Gundam suits that actually run. Like, not fly, they actually run. There was like one that looked like the devil, and I like that one a lot because it's like incredibly fast and powerful. But it's not like I'm an expert at the game. Like, there's someone else that I can suggest watching. There's like someone who does a lot of stuff about Gundam. I just never remember their full name, that's the problem, but I think their name is like Banshee or something. You can watch their videos are very good. Like, you can watch their videos. It's like about the most difficult Gundam missions. Very nice. But yeah, Gundam is not really my type of game, but if I would play a Gundam game again, or if you would be on like the Discord server and want to play Gundam, that would be the only one that I would actually want to play and talk about. But yeah, it's obviously the best Gundam game. Then we move on to B tier. I just remember that Pirate Warriors 2 is a little bit less boring than 1. The story is a little bit better, and it's generally more fun in every kind of way. Not much else to say about this. But then we have a special one. Warriors All Stars. How can I explain this if you don't know it? It's a game combined between like all of the games made by or published by people. You have Dynasty Warriors characters, not really the most interesting ones, but you get one new character that would later become a Dynasty Warriors 9 character, Shokan. And you have Samurai Warriors characters, sadly you don't have Warriors Orochi characters, but you have William from the Neo games, and you have some other characters from other games that I don't know. But it's pretty cool. Though it gets boring very easily because it has the same syndrome as all of the other games that have similar gameplay, the same maps over and over and over again, and not really anything that's important to the story, I guess. But you have some Dynasty Warriors 8 maps that are just remade, you know, like the general design of the map is also different, but the map on the upper right, I think, that was where the maps are in this game as well. It looks exactly like one of the maps from Dynasty Warriors 8, but obviously graphics and everything else is different. So it's a very nice game, but it can get boring very easily after you did some of the stuff, and you can't get 100% because you never keep the stuff that you did in the game. You just lose your progress, which is also stupid. Why? And then the next one in B tier, which is also the last one in B tier, is Fire Emblem Warriors. It's okay. I'm not gonna say it's the best one, but better than the Three Hopes game. I got nothing else to say about this game besides it's actually good. Then we move on to A tier, and we have Dynasty Tactics 2 with a lot more story, and it's not that difficult, but you have so much stuff in this game, like it takes so long to get 100%. But sadly, it starts with like Cao Cao, Liu Bei and Sun Ce, so Sun Jian isn't really there, which is sad, but at least that's what I remember. Maybe he is in the game, but I don't remember much about it, besides it's actually very good, it's fun. But unlike this game, Dynasty Tactics 1 actually made it into Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends. Dynasty Tactics 2 didn't really make it into 3 Extreme Legends, besides a soundtrack that exists in the files of the game that was never released, but it like exists in the files of 3 Extreme Legends that was then later added to Dynasty Tactics 2. That's pretty interesting. Not many people know that, but that's how it is. They wanted to add more Dynasty Tactics content, but they just probably weren't able to do that. Next one is Hyrule Warriors. A lot of characters, a lot of stuff that's unique. Level 255. Who is crazy enough to do that? Well, yeah, I admit I did that, but only with one character, not with all of them. I'm not that crazy. Who would do that? It's just grinding for days for one single character and then farming rubies for like 1,000 years. Actually, why do they even call it rubies? A ruby isn't even like green or blue. Why do they call it that way? Rubies are only red. Everything else is like a sapphire and emerald. Whatever exists. But like, why do they call it rubies? They could have also just called it like colorful stones, you know? Yeah, but I guess logic is not the question here. What I think is interesting is how it combines a lot of the stories, because you have like 3 different things that happen from like 3 different games. I think it was like, what was Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker? 3 timelines. Yeah, no, well, it wasn't Wind Waker, that was like Legends. But like not the normal game. What was the other one? And oh yeah, Ocarina of Time, that's it. And they added Wind Waker stuff in the 3DS version, and then it was completed in the deluxe version on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, that's basically it. And then let's move on to this one. Yeah, Pirate Wars 3. It's a very nice one, very nice game. Though it's still boring. But what I like is these attacks when you have these 2 characters and they get their very special attack. But it's not about the special attack, it's like when it's fully charged, the characters get so powerful and destroy everything. But that's about everything that I remember, but to me it's the best Pirate Warriors game, so yeah. But now comes the craziest part, because it's not even a Warriors game actually, but it reminds me of Warriors games, so here we have the best one out of all of them. It's called Demon Chaos, or in the Japanese version Ikizagami. God of War basically, not Demon Chaos. But let me explain, if you've never played this game, it's the craziest game I've ever seen. It was never released in America, so most people don't even know it because it was only released in like Japan, Europe and Australia. So most people don't even know about it. So you have Demon Chaos. Demon Chaos is a game where you have one character that can have like different weapons, and it's in the like Samurai Warriors time like area with Nobunaga and all of them, but it's like a little bit more mythological, where everyone has like demons and stuff, and you fight demons that look like bugs and stuff, and you have this one character that can do the craziest things imaginable. Like, I don't know why, but this character is so powerful. He can use his most powerful attack and destroy thousands of enemies with one hit. But that's not even the craziest part about this game. Now comes the craziest part. It's a PlayStation 2 game that can render 65,535 units on screen at once without lagging at all. It's just crazy how many thousands of them are on the field. And if you know how to play this game, you can use the most powerful attack, and you can literally see how like a circle forms in the middle of the enemies where nothing is left anymore. All of it was just destroyed. And there's like 99 weapons in the game that you can get. It's just so crazy, this game. And you can get like, you can build some towers with allies, and it is balanced in a way where allies actually have to destroy the blood crystals where enemies spawn. You can't destroy them. So it's not an easy game. It's also not easy to get all of the weapons, because in some stages the game can actually soft lock. But it's such a good game. And I count this as a Warriors game in my opinion. Doesn't have to be in your opinion, but my tier list is it's the best game. Technically, if you don't want to count it, then it's Pirate Warriors 3 from the spin-offs. But yeah, Demon Chaos. Probably the best Warriors-like game in that way. I could have also put like the Sengoku Basara games in here, but they would require their own tier list, and I have no idea about these games, so I'm just not gonna do that. There's other people that are they know much more about these games than I do. I only played like the Utage game from the third one. That's about it. So I don't know a lot about Sengoku Basara. But okay, that's this tier list. I didn't have too much to say about it. But if you liked it, maybe give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe if you want to see some other Warriors videos, maybe some other content. Maybe say your opinions about these games in the comments. Maybe say why you think another game is better, why you think another game is worse. Or also join the Discord server and say your opinion there. Or we can also talk about these games. I don't mind. I just like these games. Not all of them, but you know what I mean. I like the Warriors games. So yeah, then I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.